Hello everyone and welcome back to Ventures with them. Okay, so excited because we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I honestly just can't believe it. And our last video was the 90th video. So crazy, I know. I actually should be higher in videos by now. Due to travel and things that have happened over time though. We did miss some days. We missed quite a few days. So I know we should be to 100 by now. I feel like it, but we have hit 90. So that to me is exciting. I know life happens and we just have to like roll with it, but sometimes you just have to figure out which parts you have to kind of put on hold and which ones cannot be put on hold. And unfortunately, the videos had to be put on hold at this point. But anyway, so we're going pretty good now. Hopefully everything will stay back to normal. I don't know, I say that as school starts back and everybody starts getting crazy in the fall, but we'll see. Anyway, so I wanted to say that I do have a few things ordered coming in for the fall. I'm excited to be able to show those. Hopefully they'll be in a few days, and so I will get to do that unboxing and let you see all of that. But like I was saying, we do have several things that should be coming in before too long, and it's fall themed. Hey, I am so ready for fall. I am so ready for Halloween. It's just eating me up. So we normally don't do like the inflatables and things like that for Halloween, but this year I just have that urge to get these, and so we're going all out. I mean, we're not going all out. We have a very small front yard, but we're going to definitely be doing more decorating than we usually do. Normally I have a door hanging and I normally put out like the fall leaves and things like that. And this year we're definitely getting more. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for that to come in. I want to show you what is going to be in there and start putting it all together so we can see what it looks like all put together and outside. So can't wait, coming up. And I also wanted to hit on a few other things. So also I said that we normally do meal kits, and so we just ordered from Schwann's. Oddly enough, while I'm videoing this, they show up with it. So I actually just got it and put it all in the freezer. And so as we're trying those, I'm going to give you reviews on what we think about them. So each day, hopefully, we will get to try something new, and I will let you know how they are going. So I'm hoping for the best. These meals are already made. I basically just have to either put them in the oven or put them in the microwave and they're ready to go, and you can just add a side with it or something like that. So we shall see. If you have something that's a favorite from Schwann's, leave me a comment below and let me know so I know what I need to try. Okay, and so one of the other things I wanted to talk about was when we went on our trip to Orlando back at the beginning, or it was the end of June, beginning of July. So while we were at Disney Springs, which is the shopping area of the Disney parks, but they had Just Plumeria's had a little pop-up shop area. It's a little cart on the bridge, and they were selling the plumeria cuttings, and I bought 3 of those. I don't have much of a green thumb, but I thought I would try it because those are the flowers that they use to make the real leis with whenever you go to like the islands and things like that, and they smell so good and they're so beautiful, and I just wanted to try them and see if I could grow them. I don't live in a climate that is going to be real good for them, but I did get the cuttings, and I did get the cactus soil that it said to get, or succulent and cactus soil. I did plant them in pots, and I did get the plant light to put with them, and I have them inside because they're not supposed to get down, you know, below like 60 degrees or anything. So our home actually stays in the 70s, and so I have them inside in the windowsill, which is one of the options that you can do with it, with a plant light that stays on them. So I actually have that going, and that, if you can see this like purpley color that's kind of around, that's from the plant light. It has so much, it's so much light. And that's what that is. So I'm actually going to go show you those right now though. Okay, and so here they are. This is, it's just set up in a pot in the windowsill. It's a pretty big pot. And so I actually had to turn these lights off because they're so bright you couldn't see what we were looking at. And so I had to turn this, my light on my camera here so you can see. But look at these. These are the growing leaves from them. So these were completely flat. It was completely flat right there. And it was flat right here, and all of these have grown with this. So when I planted these, it said don't water them, don't do anything with them, just put them in the dry soil, you know, put them under the light, let them go for a couple of weeks, and then you add water. But look at this. Isn't that so amazing looking? Yeah, so I'm impressed that I have this growing. So I have this one. Now I am going to sow out of 3 of them. 2 of them didn't make it. Like I said, I do not have a green thumb. And so this is just like the top part of one of the other ones. The other ones, what happened is, so like down in this part of them, they started getting really, really soft. Like you could literally squeeze them, and they would bend, and it was just like they were just starting to collapse, and even not touching them on their own, they were just starting to collapse. That's what made me touch it to start with. But yeah, so this one actually is one of those that was doing that. So where it was starting to collapse, I actually took it and broke it off above it and put it back down in the dirt, and now it seems to be starting to, well, that right there is not, but this right here is green. So I'm hoping that it'll come back also and look like this, but I don't know. So we'll see. That one has one of those little spots on it too right there. I just noticed. Not really sure what those are, but it's just hard. I guess that's maybe where it's going to start sprouting from. I'm not real sure, but anyway, hopefully. I have to have hope. So that is what they look like right now, but these are just, they're just starting. So that's just kind of what they look like when they start growing here. Or that's what mine look like. I assume that's what they all look like. But yeah, so anyway, I'll turn this back on. You can see, but it's super bright, and and it just kind of, yeah, see, it's so dark you couldn't even see that the plant itself is green. So that's why I turned that off. Okay, and so that is what those look like. So as I said, I bought 3. And, well, 2 of them didn't go so great, but one of them is growing, so I'm very impressed. They did say that I could ship the other ones back to them that were doing that, and they would replace them. And I will probably do that. I have, you know, them, and I just have them set aside. They're dry. And I may ship them back and see if they'll ship me 2 more and try again, or at least 1 more, since part of that one is possibly gonna grow. I don't know. If you know anything about plumerias and you have any tips for me, please leave me a comment and let me know, because I'm trying, but I am not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm trying. So anyway, so those were ones that we had gotten from our trip, and so I just kind of wanted to give you just a little update on them and let you, see how they're doing, and surprisingly, they're growing. So far, so good. Okay, and then one other update I wanted to give you was on the Chevrolet Bolt that we got. So, this was our first electric car. We did not even go hybrid. We just jumped right in and got one of those all electric cars. We do not even live anywhere close to a large city, so finding places to charge it other than at home is definitely going to be a challenge. However, I don't drive very far to work, and so that was one of the reasons that I got it, was because, it was just kind of, I was actually just kind of thinking about getting a golf cart that was legalized anyway to drive back and forth to work. And, but then for emergency situations, I needed, an actual vehicle. So we did go ahead and get it, and I drive it to work and everything. And then I do drive it to like do grocery shopping and things like that. And so far, it's been great. I have really no complaints about it. Okay, so if I was building these electric cars, the one thing that I would do is offer a solar panel top option. So why not? They're only getting, 250 or so miles per charge, and especially for people that are trying to drive cross country, or, at least need to go a lot further than 250 miles on one charge, when they need to, offer a solar panel top option. That way, a lot of the times when we're driving and stuff, we're out in the sun and we're parking out in a parking lot and things like that. So it would give us the opportunity to charge it without having to locate an actual charging station, and making sure it works, and, making sure that they're not full. And especially when it's like for emergency situations that you really don't have the time or the ability to be able to go and stop and charge and go and stop and charge. I understand that the Teslas have, the supercharging abilities, which charge very quickly, but, when you have just the regular charging systems like the Chevrolets and Ford and, the other brands, they're not as quick to charge. And even if it's an emergency situation that you need to be able to go hundreds of miles to get to a loved one, or, something that's happening, you don't want to have to stop every, 200 miles to charge because you're trying to hurry and get there. So electric vehicle people, give us that option to be able to get solar panels. As an add-on feature, or just a standard feature or something. The ones who do the solar panel options, or have the solar panel roofs, and offer the luxury inside. I'm not talking, top of the line luxury. I'm just talking about comfortable riding, the ability to charge your phones, and, all the basic things. Maps. Put the maps back into the cars. Doing all of this projection and the Apple Play and the Android Auto, that's great, but keep maps on the actual vehicle. We need that on there for more than just one reason. One is definitely to be able to just keep going along with your actual charging stations. They would just show up, as you're getting close. But we need that to be on that screen, not to have to connect my phone to my car to be able to do it. Sometimes our phones don't work. Sometimes they quit. Sometimes things just happen. Life happens, and we could be in a vehicle going, aiming blind here, trying to get where we need to be. We actually had that happen not too long ago. We were out and about, and phone got 1 or 2 drops of water to it, don't know, screen started turning green and going crazy. Ended up having to get a new one. Ended up having to wait days for it to come in because don't know what happened with shipping, but it just happened. And then things happened whenever we were on this last trip, and my phone, which is like the main phone that we had with this, started giving us problems. And so, and they're not old, they're new, they're fairly new, but things happen in life. So keep the map systems on the vehicles. Don't take those away. Navigation is very important. Keep navigation in the vehicle. Don't make it to where you have to connect a phone to be able to use it. Solar panels, do that for the electric vehicles. We need that option. And of course, keep the luxury there. It doesn't have to be, a super luxurious, just at least a little bit, yeah, I mean, these are great ideas. Roll with them, please. Okay, and so, but other than that, I do love the car. I love the fact that we went all electric. I just would like it to have more distance on a charge. And so by adding the solar panels, if that was an option, then I would not have to worry about getting stuck along the way. So, just my little thoughts going on here. Okay, and then I had a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. One being, so we did finish Fear Street, and I talked about Fear Street and my thoughts about it, and it was good. I mean, and the more I think about it, the more I think that I really did like this series. I don't like the fact that it was backwards, but the more I think about it after I watched it, the more I like it. So I do really recommend that series. If you like the scary type stuff, I think you will like it. We also talked about that we were going to start The Haunting of Hill House. And then we talked about that we had already done The Haunting of Bly Manor. These two are nothing alike. So if you think, well, I've seen one, I don't really need to see the other, just know they're nothing alike. I really liked The Haunting of Bly Manor. There were a lot of kind of twists and turns in it that you really didn't see coming. The Haunting of Hill House. So I'm not gonna give it away, but I do want to kind of explain it a little bit. So when you start watching the movie, you just get a few clips of what's going on, and then it changes to 20 years later. It doesn't tell you that. So it's kind of hard to keep up with to start with, because you're like, wait, who's that? What's going on? Because you literally just get clips of the beginning when these people are kids, like young kids. And then the next thing you know, everybody you're seeing is an adult. So you really don't know who's who or really what's going on until you start hearing them actually say their names. And it's like, oh wait, that's the person that was the little bitty kid in the last 5 seconds before this. Okay, so anyway, so it's kind of hard to just kind of jump into and you literally have to be watching it wholeheartedly. You can't just kind of be like, I'm texting and I'm watching this, or I'm looking at this and I'm watching this, or I'm cooking and you can't really do that. You have to really be able to give it your full attention to keep up with it. And it jumps back and forth a lot. So if you don't like movies that do that, you are not going to like this one bit, because there's a lot of that. And there's a lot of not understanding what's going on until it happens, and then you're able to go, oh wait, yeah, okay, so now I know, and so that's kind of the way that one is going. We're not done with it yet. We're about halfway through it, and even though it jumps back and forth like that, and I don't like that, I like it to just go in order. It has to be the OCD part of me, I guess, that, like I've talked about before, I like things in order. I don't like things to jump back and forth, and this really does a lot of jumping back and forth. So if you don't like that, you're probably not going to like it. But I'm trying really hard to watch it and to give it 100%, and make sure that I give it the best review that I possibly can. The what is going on in it is really good. It's very on the edge of your seat, trying to figure out, trying to keep it all together, trying to piece it together, that kind of thing. So if you love the anticipation and the mystery, you will love this movie or this series. It is a series, and so like I said, we're about halfway through it right now. I will give you another review of it once we are finished, so I'm going to give it another few days, probably by the weekend or so. I should have a better idea of what we think of it. But so far, so good. So if you are interested in it, or if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, leave me a comment below and let me know. But yeah, we're giving it a shot, and it's okay. It's okay so far. Okay, and then one other thing I kind of wanted to hit on was, so I talked about that we received the chocolate oil for the diffuser for the house, and that I really wanted one that smelled really good. I love the smell of it and everything, so I did get it, and I did use it, and it's the diffuser that's right here next to me, literally. And I've been keeping the chocolate in there. So when we first got it and we first started trying it, it really smelled a lot like Tootsie Rolls. Like the bottle itself, when you open it, smells a lot like a Tootsie Roll. And I loved that smell. That's what I want my house to smell like. I have noticed though, as I put it into the diffuser, if you can't keep it up on high, running constant, you don't really smell it. I don't know. It's just not. And I use 10 drops to the diffuser every time, so I should be using enough of it. But for some reason, I really don't smell it that much. Now, this bottle was $6 and something for the big bottle, so just know that it wasn't one of the expensive bottles of oil, and that may be part of it. That may be why I'm not smelling it a whole lot. But we're going to actually try this in a smaller diffuser in a smaller room and see how it works out that way. I don't know, maybe it's just the size of the room, because my living room, my kitchen, the hallways, everything is all opened up, and so it's like a huge area for this one diffuser, and that may be part of the problem. So we're going to actually try it in a smaller room and see if that helps. But if not, I think I may try a different brand and see how well that one works. But I love the smell of it. I love the smell when I open the bottle and just smell it. It smells really good. It does smell very good. It doesn't smell like a natural cocoa. It smells like a Tootsie Roll. So just know that going into it, it's not that real true cocoa-y smell. It's more of that chocolate candy smell. And I may actually order another brand and just go ahead and try it out as well, so that we can just kind of compare the two and see what we think. So, yeah, so that's how that is going. I guess that is really about all we have right now. I'm just so excited for Halloween to come up. I'm so excited for fall. It's just, I just can't, I don't know. I'm just so excited. I'm excited to put up decorations. I'm excited to see trick-or-treaters. I'm excited for all the fall stuff, including the fall air. It has just been so hot, and I've tried to go outside and work and come back in, and yeah, I'm just like hot, sweaty, and everything else. I actually worked out in the flower bed before I did this, and it's just a nightmare right now, especially so where that flower bed is where the sun actually hits on the side of the house and just reflects, and it's just like boiling. So yeah, not a lot of fun. but I need to get it cleaned up and get it taken care of. And it's about the only time that I've got is in the late afternoons right now, and late afternoon isn't cool enough. So anyway, um, so I think that's about all I have for today. And so with that being said, you have a wonderful day.